Most fruit crops share one simple rule: the more sunlight they get, the better they grow. Apples crave full sun, strawberries love bright fields, blueberries thrive under open skies, but deep in cool forests grows a strange berry that seems to break this rule entirely. In fact, too much sun can actually harm it. This unusual plant prefers the shadows. It grows quietly beneath towering trees, in cool woodland soil, and in places where sunlight only filters through the canopy. Yet despite its secretive lifestyle, this berry can produce astonishing harvests, sometimes up to 15 pounds from a single bush. So why isn't it sold everywhere? The answer reveals a fascinating story about nature, farming, and the limits of modern agriculture. Ice. Inzam, berry that hates the sun. Unlike most fruiting plants, this woodland berry evolved in forest understories, where direct sunlight rarely reaches the ground. The plant developed broad leaves designed to capture small amounts of light filtering through branches above. When exposed to intense sun, several things happen. Leaves can scorch, soil dries too quickly, fruit quality declines, plants become stressed. So, in nature, the berry thrives in dappled shade, often surrounded by moss, ferns, and, really rich organic soil. That shaded environment lets the bush grow slowly but steadily, and eventually, it produces clusters of small, intensely flavored berries. And, honestly, when conditions are just right, the yields can be pretty surprising. 15 pounds from a single bush. Yep, you heard that right. Many wild berry species are known for producing, pretty modest harvests, but mature woodland berry bushes can actually produce large crops when they're left undisturbed for years. A healthy established plant can generate about 10 to 15 pounds of fruit every year. We're talking hundreds of small berries on each branch, with dense clusters hidden beneath the leaves. The berries themselves are usually dark blue, purple, or even almost black, and they often have this dusty coating kind of like blueberries. But honestly, what really sets them apart is their flavor. One of the most intense berry flavors on Earth, honestly. These forest berries are pretty famous among hikers, foragers, and chefs who know about them. Compared to the usual supermarket berries, they offer a much richer taste. Their flavor is often described as sweeter than blueberries, deeper and more complex, slightly earthy with floral notes, and, just intensely aromatic. Some people say the taste kind of resembles a mix of blueberry, blackberry, and wild grape. Because of this powerful flavor, they're really prized for things like jam, syrups, baking wine, and, even ice cream. But despite their incredible taste and how productive these plants are, you rarely see them in grocery stores. So, the problem with commercial farming is actually pretty interesting. Modern agriculture prefers crops that are easy to grow, harvest, and transport. Unfortunately, this forest berry struggles with all three. First, it grows too slowly. Unlike commercial berries bred for fast production, woodland berries can take several years before reaching full harvest potential. Second, it dislikes open farmland. Most farms grow crops in large, sunny fields, but these berries really prefer cool shade and forest-like environments. Creating that environment on a large scale is, difficult and expensive. Harvesting is definitely challenging. The berries, tend to grow scattered across bushes rather than in neat clusters. Machines really struggle to harvest them efficiently. So, as a result, picking them is usually done by hand, which, honestly, dramatically increases labor costs. The berries are also pretty delicate. Unlike commercial blueberries, these berries can be soft and easily crushed, making long-distance shipping really difficult. While industrial farms struggle with these berries, foragers and small growers really thrive with them. In natural forests, the plants grow almost effortlessly. They require very little maintenance and often produce fruit year after year without fertilizers or pesticides. Foragers value them because they are highly nutritious, rich in antioxidants, naturally organic, and, intensely flavorful. Many communities treat them as seasonal treasures. In some regions, people actually guard their berry patches carefully and return to the same bushes every year. So, beyond just their flavor, these berries are also real nutritional giants. They're packed with antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin K, fiber, and polyphenols. And, studies of wild berries consistently show that the wild varieties often have way more antioxidants than the cultivated fruits you find at the supermarket. These compounds are actually linked to benefits like reduced inflammation, improved heart health, better brain function, and a stronger immune response. No wonder they've been valued for centuries. Interestingly, some researchers and small farms are starting to experiment with these shade-based farming systems. Instead of clearing forests, these farms actually grow crops right under tree canopies, sort of recreating natural ecosystems. This approach, sometimes called forest farming, might let shade-loving berries be grown commercially without destroying the habitat they need. If this works out, it could bring these berries to a whole lot more people, all while preserving the environment. But honestly, for now, they're still mostly a wild delicacy. The mystery berry most people never taste. Even though it produces these huge harvests and has just incredible flavor, this berry is still pretty much unknown to the average shopper. It sticks to the shaded forests, grows slowly, and just refuses to adapt to those bright open fields where modern agriculture usually happens. Yet those folks who do find it often end up as lifelong fans. Because once you taste a berry that evolved in the cool quiet of the forest, you realize something kind of remarkable. Sometimes the best foods in the world aren't grown on farms, they're hiding in the shade.